Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Destiny 2. Today's episode is going to be I wouldn't say a prep guide per se. I mean, you can follow what I'm doing. I think it's probably comprehensive enough to be considered a guide. But these are the things that I'm going to be doing, slash have done, to prepare for the Witch Queen, which is coming up in a week. So there's only a week to go, and really, I want to start this by iterating that it's really not necessary to do any of this. If you're a casual player, you can quite safely just not really touch Destiny until Witch Queen comes out, if you're interested in playing Witch Queen and you're already pretty much done with the season. I like playing Destiny, and I'm excited for the Witch Queen, so I want to play Destiny all the time. So I'm doing some preparation work for Witch Queen, just so I'm a little bit better prepared when we enter the DLC. So I'll go over all the things that I'm doing. First thing first is bounty saving. If we go to my bounty page, you can see here that I have a bunch of bounties. I'm currently working on finishing off these Iron Banner ones. Crow whistling Savathun song in the background there, kind of creepy. Crow, stop whistling that song. But, as you can see here, I have about 2 full pages of bounties. I have a room for a few more. It's worth noting that you have 63 total, but that includes your bounties and your quests. So if you have a bunch of quests in here, then you're going to have less room for bounties. A lot of these things you can delete, like this Splicer Gauntlet. I don't really need it all. I can get rid of this. Boom. Because I'm no longer actually claiming Umbral Engrams from Season of the Splicer, because I already have all the Splicer guns that I want, so I don't need that at all. Xenology, whatever. That will disappear soon. But you can see here, a lot of these that I'm keeping are the ones that are XP++. Essentially, these are weeklies. Anything that you can do that is a weekly, so you got here, these are the Nightmare Hunt ones. These are the ones from the Lectern on the Moon. We have these weeklies down here, which are from the Cosmodrome. These are Clan weekly bounties, same thing. All of these will give you 12,000 experience when you turn them in. You can only hold one at a time, but the Star Horse bounties, same thing. If you get the weeklies, they count as 12,000 experience. And then next we have the kind of mainstay dailies, which are these XP plus ones. These give 6,000. And they're from any of the destinations, any of the vendors. So you got the Moon ones here. I've got some Gambit ones, some Crucible ones, all that kind of stuff. Some Vanguard ones, Gunsmith bounties, all that kind of stuff. It is worth noting that it's probably best if you are doing bounties from the vendors in the tower, so Shaxx, Drifter, Zavala, or Banshee, so any of these, it's probably best to go for 7 of each of those. Just because in previous seasons there has been some bugs. It's been a bit buggy where it won't give you your powerful drop if you have all of the 8, because you get a powerful drop every time you hand in 8 bounties per week. So that first week of Witch Queen, if you save 8 weeks worth of, or 8 bounties for the week, and then you claim them all, sometimes it doesn't give you that powerful drop. So if you get 7 and then just complete 1 from each of them, you should be fine. That's not an issue. If you do want a breakdown of what bounties are worth what experience, I've got a link in the description to destinyrecipes.com. That will give you a breakdown and checklist of all the things that you can do to prepare, which honestly brings me quite nicely into the next thing, which is preparing things in my inventory. Notably, we have destination materials. For the most part, I like to go for like 1,500 to 2,000. I haven't been bothered to doing that this season. 1,000 I got to, and I'm like, that'll do. Etheric Spiral is going away. So if you find anywhere to spend Etheric Spiral, either at Spider or at Banshee, if he's selling like a conversion to upgrade modules or something for Etheric Spiral, use it when you can, because it's going away, so it's going to become completely superfluous. Same with Gunsmith materials. If you have a bunch of Gunsmith materials, go and hand all of those into Banshee, because similarly, they are disappearing. So you want to use all of these when you can. I did have, like, how much did I have? Like 30,000, I think, which I got rid of. Took a while, but this is just from playing past giving them to him, so I need to go give him some more. And also, for Enhancement Cores, Enhancement Prisms, and Ascendant Shards. These are worth farming. If you can do the Grandmaster Nightfall, if you've got a team to do that with, that is probably the best and fastest way of doing that. If you are a Trial Sweat, you can do it in Trials too. Trials is quite good. If you get to the Lighthouse, it gives you quite a few Ascendant Shards and Prisms. However, if you are solo, Honestly, I would say running the Nightfall on Legend, which is match made. You won't get shards, but you'll get a lot of prisms and a lot of cores. And then at Banshee, you can transfer them if you want. It will take much longer. You might be better off going for an LFG group, going for one of the either Master or Grandmaster Nightfall. But an LFG doing Grandmasters is kind of tough, worth noting. Masters, not so bad, but Grandmasters, kind of tough. But anyway, you want to stock up on these. You can hold 50 of these, 10 of these, and an infinite number of enhancement cores, effectively. So, the goal at a minimum, I would say, is to get 10 Ascendant Shards and 50 Enhancement Prisms. However, these will stack into your Postmaster. So if we go over to my Postmaster, which is... I have none at the moment, because I spent them all upgrading armor sets for next season. I need to farm them before the end of next season. But in your Postmaster, you will get a full stack of cores and a full stack of prisms per class. So theoretically, you can get 40 Ascendant Shards and, 200 prisms? I'm not going to go that far. I'm probably going to get about 20 shards, and however many prisms I have is however many prisms I have. I don't care that much. But I want probably about 20 shards, because that should get me, like, all 3 characters will be able to masterwork a full set of armor, if I happen to get better armor in the Witch Queen. Which is probably unlikely, honestly. My armor's pretty cracked. But, as you saw in the Postmaster, once again, moving us on nicely, Engram hoarding. This is far less relevant. It probably doesn't matter too much. Simply because all this stuff is going to drop at the base level power, which is going up to 1350, I think is the new floor. So the new floor is 1350, so everything is going to be 1350. However, the entire world loot pool is being changed in the Witch Queen. So, all of these, when you actually decrypt an engram, it doesn't decide what's inside it until you actually hit the button and say, I want to decrypt this. So, since they all drop a world pool weapon, after they refresh the entire world pool, if you keep these until next season, they will all open with new weapons. Similarly, if you saw in my inventory before as well, I'm keeping Trials engrams. If you have any Trials engrams, you can go and talk to Saint and actually claim them. And when you claim an engram from Saint, it doesn't automatically decrypt. It actually stays in an engram. So you can just keep a couple of engrams in here, because they are changing out a couple of the weapons in Trials. I think the Summoner is coming back, which is the auto rifle. And maybe the Fusion? Or a new one? Maybe a new one, I don't know. But there's going to be new Trial stuff, so random rolls on Trials is probably not horrible, in all honesty. Moving on, all of the engrams, all of the materials, I've talked about all of that, keeping the engrams, keeping materials, doing bounties. That's the main thing. The only last thing is that there is a bunch of weapons that are leaving in this season. Specifically, as I said, all of the world loot drops are all going and being replaced. So anything that drops randomly in the world, or you get from Banshee or whatever, is going to go away. So if there's anything in that pool that you want, it's pretty easy to find what is in that pool. You can just Google it, and there will be lots of lists of people saying, these are all the things in the world pool. All of that shit is going to go away. Similarly, all of the stuff from these previous seasons is going to go away. So Season of the Hunt, Season of the Chosen, Season of the Splicer, and Season of the Lost. So this season and the previous 3. All of that is going to go away. So if you have a bunch of Umbral Engrams around and a bunch of Parallax Trajectory, you can do all of the weapons in this current season, which is quite nice. So you can go Tools of the Splicer, it'll give you a random one of the Splicer weapons, Tools of the Chosen, one of the random Chosen weapons, and one of the random Season of the Hunt weapons. Particularly if you missed one of these seasons, it's worth going through here and grabbing some rolls on the weapons that you might like. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. There's a few other, like, really esoteric things that I do as well that are entirely unnecessary, like keeping all of these sparrows and all of these ships. So these sparrows, essentially, and these ships will give you 5,000 glimmer when you dismantle them. So, if you see I'm sitting at the Glimmer Cap now, I'm actually well over the Glimmer Cap, because each of these sells for 5,000 and my characters are all full on all of their things. So I have a lot of extra Glimmer hanging about. That's not really necessary, and you can just claim these from collections, by the way, if we go to collections and have a look at ships, for instance, down in Season 4, 5, 3? 3. So here, it costs you 7,500 Glimmer and 5 Legendary Shards. So for a bit of an investment, you can then store extra Glimmer above the cap. Essentially, you claim a bunch of these, and then you go make the Glimmer back, so you're sitting at the Glimmer cap, plus all of these. Because they dismantle for 5,000, it's like an investment to save your money, effectively. But that's probably entirely unnecessary. Honestly, all of this is probably entirely unnecessary. But that's pretty much it. Also, worth doing Iron Banner bounties this week, because, one, you'll get the pinnacle gear you get is an Iron Banner weapon or armor, which is going to be new next season, so you can possibly get new shit next season straight away. Also, these are worth, as you see, XP++, so they're worth 12,000 experience as well. But that's about it. If you do like a full 2 pages on every character, you get to nearly level 20-ish. I think it's like 19 3/4 or something on the next season. So you're going to get a lot of experience in the next season, which is going to be nice, because you can, as soon as you get that artifact, you can come and claim all your bounties. Make sure you're in a fire team when you do it, if you have a fire team to go with, because you'll get that bonus XP from being in a fire team. But that should get you to about level 20, if you have it on all 3 characters. If you have it on 1, I think it takes you up to about, I want to say like 7-ish, it's like 6.5. So you still get like a big bump even if you're doing it on 1 character, but that extra XP bump is definitely worth it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. All the links will be in a pinned comment below, so to Destiny recipes. I'll also see if I can find a link to a list of all the world weapons, if you're interested in those. But that's it. I'll see you next time, guys.